this is the vibe that this is getting me, right? I do think that this series will make the Dallas Mavericks better because of everything that we have talked about that they're doing wrong. Now there is an overwhelming amount of film that they can go over with their mistakes, with their flaws, that Luka can now look at over the summer. Kyrie can look at their staff, Jayson Kidd. There is an overwhelming amount of it now that they have been exposed. Their offense, their defense, everything has been now put on Front Street. And I think that will ultimately make them better. The other thing is this. This series is giving me the same vibes that I got from when the Boston Celtics took on the Golden State Warriors in 2022. Now, the difference was, in 2022, I personally felt like you could argue that the Boston Celtics' team was a little bit better. And I said that because they just had so much size, right? But obviously, the Golden State Warriors had the best player in the series. And similar to the Boston Celtics right now against the Dallas Mavericks, a team, an organization, a coaching staff that has had years of experience. Even though Jordan Poole and some of those guys at the time were still young and new, their team had been there and they had experience. So now we look at the Dallas Mavericks today, where you could argue, I mean, I know a lot of people coming in were arguing that the Dallas Mavericks would win, and some people probably thought they had a better team or has a better team. I know a lot of people probably still think that they have the better players, which they probably do, like in terms of their stars. Luka and Kyrie over Tatum and Jaylen Brown. But what it comes down to is you have a Boston Celtics team that's been here, done that. And I think that the Dallas Mavericks, having gone through this situation, will now take this and learn from it moving forward. Luka Doncic, Kyrie Irving, I think all of them will learn from this and get better moving forward. Because they are still young. Like, outside of Kyrie Irving, like, they're a young team. So now you're looking for a PJ Washington to, his playmaking ability to get better, because he does have great size. Yeah, exactly, Elijah. That's for them to decide. But when you look at, when I look at a PJ Washington, right? Solid jump shot, right? Obviously, he needs to get better. But when you see him driving the ball, wow, my Filipino accent OD kicked in. I said driving. But when you see PJ Washington driving, that's a point where he can improve on, right? To be able to handle the ball better, try to get a mid-range game, be a better playmaker. Derek Lively and Daniel Gafford can learn to get the ball, do a pound dribble, make a move. All of a sudden, in 2 years' time, this team with a similar roster can look much, much better. But it's going to take time, and they need to learn from this, right? I was poking fun at Jaylen no left-hand Brown, but if you notice last night, a lot of his plays, they were cutting him off when he would go right, and he would just make a quick move going left and hit a shot. And it just goes to show you how much he's improved in his game. We've already talked about Jayson Tatum. Jaylen Brown has also improved in his game a whole lot. All of these guys are improving year in and year out. We see Porzingis has improved. His defense, they're putting him in great spots to be able to be a weak side defender, which is what he does well on defense. His post game keeps improving. It's more and more accurate. all of these guys continually get better, and that's what you like to see, and that's what we're hoping to see out of the Dallas Mavericks because, like I said, they're young, they have talent, and now it's just a matter of developing it, and you try to add another piece or two, and you roll the dice and see what happens, right?